Hello YouTube, this is Evil Joe, your TeamEDM, coming to you with a deck profile. So the deck profile is Spirals. This is kind of a deck I've been kind of working on for a while. Started out with, didn't really have a real build after the first set of support. After the second, I built the Synchro Resonator build with them, and it was alright, but this is probably the best build right now. The build I'm about to show is, in my opinion, probably the best build of Spirals right now. Now, that being said, this is Spirals. Spirals aren't about to go and win a YCS or a regional, but they can win a local. I did that today with this, so again, that's a local. Won't put too much credit into that, but especially since most people that were today were running a more kind of casual like deck, but this is a casual deck, so if it can beat casual decks, then good for it. So, we start off with 3 copies of Super Agent. He's just the main monster of the deck. Just pops from the traps. Next we have 2 copies of Tough. I was running 3, but I cut down for space purposes for other cards. I just kind of changed up this build today, but I did well enough. I was running 3, cut down to 2 just for space purposes. I really like running only 2. That being said, he's probably the best monster of the deck, in my opinion. Just the fact that he doesn't have, like, I think he's better than Super Agent just because he's once per turn trying to destroy something, and it's not hard once per turn either, so you can just keep going after things. So yeah, and he counts this out for Super Agent on the field, which technically so does Super Agent. But I just like the fact that once per turn he tries to block something. Bad thing is he can't special summon himself, but that's kind of okay. He also generally checks the top card of the deck for Super Agent to be able to special summon himself, so that's really good too. Next we have 2 copies of Quick Fix. He's just the Gear Searcher. He used to be really good. Now he's kind of mediocre. I think he gets better in the future, maybe. But right now, just because there isn't too many ways to just special summon him, I don't like running Machine Dupe, because I feel like that's kind of bricky, and especially since then you have to run more of this and more drone, and both on their own aren't that amazing, but I just run 2 because he still searches stuff. But he's pretty good discard fodder for a few cards I'll get to later. Drone, he stacks the deck, and then he can pop himself. He stacks the deck for your Super Agent to be able to special summon himself, and then after that you can just kind of pop him off, so he doesn't stay on the field very long, so the fact that he uses your normal summon isn't nearly as bad. Then we run 1 Jizukiro, 1 Thunder King, 1 Daggeron, and 1 Gamasio, because Kaijus are really good right now. Yeah. And then to round out the monsters, we run 2 Ghost Ogres and 2 Maxi. Spells, we have 3 Resort, just one of the best cards in the deck, though early game it's likely to pop itself off, but once it gets going, this thing's like really good, and it protects other things from targeting. So that's kind of important. Terraforming searches Spiral Zord. 2 big red is premature burial, but it kind of clog, so I want to run 2 of it. 3 interrupted kaiju slumbers because I run kaiju stuff and kaiju circuit. Cool thing about the kaijus in this deck is Resort can put the kaijus back, so you never really run out of kaijus. So you can just, even later in the game, you can activate this again, and you just never run out of kaijus. So that's really cool. Three Twin Twisters. This deck already has a lot of spell and trap removal in Tough and Super Agent. So originally I wasn't playing this card, but it's just a good way of discarding of things you don't need. Like you can put you can discard monsters so that way you have something to return to maintain your resort. You can discard Quick Fix so that you can then use its on-field summon effect. So yeah. So it's just a cool discard outlet that also gets rid of spells and traps. And getting rid of more spells and traps never hurt anybody. 2 instant fusion because Norden's a thing, and I also run Theseus. 1 for 1 gets out Quick Fix or Drone, and it's a discard outlet. Rhoda, Rageki, 3 utility wires. It's theme specific. Phoenix Wind Blast. It's pretty good. Allows you to know the top card of your opponent's deck, so that's pretty good. 3 dimensional barriers because this is a really good card. And 1 Vanity's Emptiness. If you can't afford the barrier, just use Strike, but Strike's cheaper. I'm not going to say cheap, but it's cheaper. I mean, just use whatever you can get if you can't afford Strike or beat barrier. But I said the deck was casual. I didn't say it was cheap. Barrier's definitely not cheap. Actually, Norden because Norden. Theseus because I can. Don't really use it that often, but I can do it, so I do. This is kind of an idea I had. Broad Bull is easy to make. I don't have any search targets for it, but it's easy to make. And then I can just make it a Trident. So it's something I can do if I just want to put a Trident on board. Just because Trident's a good card. I also in the side deck have Wiseman's Chalice, so if I go up against Zodiac, I can like take their Thoroughblade or Whiptail, put Broadwell on top of that, and then put Trident on top of it, and then put Trident, so that way Trident will actually have some attack points. So it's just something I can do. I thought it was interesting, so I did it. I don't really use much of the extra decks, so I kind of had room to kind of play around with it. 1 Rhapsody, because getting rid of some important cards. I went up against an Eidolon deck today, and I just hit their fusion out of I hit the fusion spell card out of the graveyard after I prevented its use. So that way he wouldn't have a chance to use it later. So just hit that out of the graveyard, and so yeah, a few other things. Dweller, could have room. Emerald, I don't really ever use this, but I have an emerald, so I figured I'd put it in. I will probably never use this. I don't think I can ever get enough monsters in the graveyard to ever do it, because any monsters that go into the graveyard usually get shuffled back. Samurai is probably the one I use the most, because it's a way that if you have tough super agent, you can, and they're both 19 anyway, you can just put Samurai on top of it, detach one, and you got the two 19s anyway. You do that for if you need to put something in your graveyard for resort. Castel, because I have room. Direwolf, because I have room. Utopia and Lightning, which is probably the second most I go into, because just ending games is good. Stardust Dragon, I can't make this with anything in the main, but I side Starlight Road, so yeah. I'd side Starlight Road for Kaiju's deck, or Kaiju anything really, because if you can stop Slumber, you're doing things right. This is the synchro that you're supposed to make. It's Crystal Phoenix. Basically, when it's summoned, you banish all spell and trap cards your opponent controls in their graveyard. So that really hurts a lot of decks. Like, it can hurt Infernoids because now their normal target for banishing snow is gone. It can hurt, obviously, Paleozoic. It can hurt a few things. Like, it doesn't hurt too bad. Like, they can obviously recover, but the cool thing about it is when he gets destroyed by battle or card effect, I can target a monster in my graveyard other than him and special summon it. So just then create some recycling, and then I can then use resort to shovel him back in if I want to. And then Leo is just in case you have a play for Phoenix, which is Theseus and a level 4 monster. If you have that and one of the level 1s, you can make Leo. He's untargetable except during your main phase, except during your main phase too, so he's kind of hard for like a Dryden to get around. He's kind of hard for the Paleozoics to get around. So, I mean, you don't really make these guys that often, but they're there kind of if you can. You don't really make anything in the extra deck too often, but it's mostly there for if you want to use them. So yeah, comment down below, let me know what you think. I think the deck's fun. I think the deck has a lot of potential. I think the deck actually gets a lot better when link summons come around, because that gives you a much better use for things like machine duplication. Because right now, yeah, it's a little bit more bricky because then you're running them, but if you get it off, that's a bunch of link summons right there, so you can just kind of do that and have fun with that, and you can kind of start spamming the extra deck again, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below, and yeah, till next time, TeamEDM, and we're out. Hey there, quick thing, I forgot to mention this while doing the deck profile, but one thing to keep in mind if you want to try out this deck, go second. This deck does not go first. This deck is awful going first. That's one thing that's keeping it very much in the casual game right now, is just this deck cannot go first and expect good results. Like, you can win, but you want to go second. So just keep that in mind if you want to try out the deck. Again, let me know your results with the deck. Let me know what kind of things you like to meet the Spiral deck. So yeah, again, until next time, see ya.